all doing tonight? My name is Bigbobbedboi, and welcome to shit that happened. That's right, we've got some WoW news to cover. Phase 2 is coming. Let's see what's in it and what's changing. And then, alright, you're probably tired of hearing about it, and I'm tired of hearing about it too, but I have been asked, so I will talk a little bit about the current Blizzard situation. So, Phase 2. Biggest thing coming in Phase 2 is, of course, Serpent Shrine, Cavern, and Tempest Keep. That's 2 raids, but not a lot of bosses. SSC is 6 and TK is 4, so more like 1 raid, but I'm excited for them. I don't have a ton of nostalgia or memories of them in original TBC outside of Kale being bugged as fuck. So it's a bit more exciting for me than other raids in Classic where I kind of remembered everything. I haven't had a ton of time to play lately, you may have noticed that. So I haven't done TK, although they have made a lot of changes there on the PTR, so not a big deal. But I did get into some SSC on the PTR. I did Lurker, I did Leothoris, I did Karathras, and we ran out of time on Tidewalker, but we were pretty much there. I think we would have got him next attempt. Overall, it went pretty well. Everything seemed to work right. I looked up old 2007, 2008 guides and had like a checklist of the mechanics. They all seemed to be working. However, I think the numbers aren't exactly right. On the PTR, everyone is Phase 1 BIS, so you gotta keep that in mind, but it still seemed just slightly too easy numbers-wise, especially on Trash. The Trash was doing absolutely balls damage to the tanks most of the time. Then there were ones that just did insane damage. Although if we're comparing this to other stuff I've seen on PTRs and beta, it actually looks like it's pretty much there. I think SSC and TK will end up in a good state on live, and I am pumped as shit. But Phase 2 brings more than just the raids. We've got fucking finally 2 features that we really needed. The first is guild banks. This makes moving items and money around the guild like 10 times easier. You can set up permissions for people of certain ranks to take items, deposit items, take and deposit items, only deposit items, and so on. You can also just dump money directly to the guild bank instead of having a dumb character named guild name bank that an individual player has to deal with. There's also like a public log of items going in, items coming out, and money going in and out. Huge quality of life improvement for GMs and officers. And I'm an officer in my guild now, so I like this. The second is the looking for group tool. So if you don't know what this is not the Dungeon Finder or LFR or anything like that. It will not put a group together for you. And thank Hunter Jesus for that. WoW Classic does not need any features like that. Basically, this is more like a bulletin board. You can be looking for a group for 3 things at once, although the sections are limited to Raid, Dungeon, Heroic Dungeon, and Zone. I assume Zone is where you go for quests. Alright, it's not a perfect system, but it helps, okay? You can also put in a little comment, but it's 1 comment for all options. You don't get a comment for each one. If you're a warrior, paladin, druid, whatever, I'd specifically put in that you're DPS, tank, or healer. Otherwise, you will get whispered a lot asking you to tank. On the flip side, if you are looking for members, you can search those listings of people that are looking for groups. Just select which zone, raid, dungeon, heroic dungeon you are looking for members for, and people looking for that thing will show up. Bad thing is, people on the PTR are not using it, or it's broken. If people actually use it, this is a pretty decent system and will help to alleviate all that ridiculous LFG spam. It's kind of weird though, because this is exactly how the LFG tool was in original TBC. Didn't they say they wanted to update it? If it is exactly the same, why not just put it in for TBC launch? Anyway, the greatness of Phase 2 doesn't stop there. Dailies, oh hell yeah! The daily quest hubs are coming. Ogrela, the Flying Fox, and Netherwing, all 3 are here. The big ticket items are of course the mounts. Skyguard gets you nether rays in many different colors, and Netherwing is of course the Nether Drake. Ogrela doesn't have mounts, but it will finally bring us beer. Even Sugar-Free likes it. Ogrela also does have a few pieces of gear. Edgy Trinket is pretty nice. The dailies though aren't really required content, so if you don't need the Ogrela gear or want the mounts, you don't have to do them. But they are a decent enough source of gold, so I'll probably do them when I have the time. Phase 2 even brings the Druid Epic Flight Form and the questline involved with it, which means Anzu is on the goddamn table. Yes, make friends with Druids because that mount is dope as shit and we want it. Anzu is a boss in Heroic Sethic Halls only summonable by Druids who are on or have completed the Epic Flight Form quest. He drops this really nice mount. Of course, we also get some new profession items. The biggest one to me is the engineering goggles, and it's about goddamn time. I was going to check them out, but yeah, NG on PTR is completely broken, and that is bullshit. This also brings up another issue. There are a lot of items on the TBC beta that never made it into phase 1. So just because it's available on the PTR doesn't mean it's actually coming in. And same goes for if it's not available. Like, I checked a few things, the Quiver recipe, 20 agility enchant, PvP gear. I didn't see any of those. The NG schematic is definitely available now and wasn't previously though. So I would be surprised if it did not make it into phase 2. There's also a few other random things coming with phase 2. You can view arena ladders in game. Okay. Arena points are increased. Okay. And the Outland faction PvP gear will be coming out earlier. Now this is actually pretty good. PvP participation is low for a number of reasons, and this could help out with that. In the same vein though, the same faction BG testing is still going on. Probably the most important thing on PTR though is /spit is gone. Jesus Christ, Blizzard. Jesus Christ, Blizzard. I never understood why spit was an emote in the first place, but I don't see the point in removing it either. If you /spit on a player, it will do nothing. I tried to spit on this Chinese Draenei, and literally nothing happens. If you do it with no target, you still spit on the ground. It doesn't even work on pets. Non-combat pets, it's pretty ridiculous. I am so thankful this is where Blizz is putting their resources, no matter how small. Absolutely great job, Blizz. Fucking stellar, Blizzard. Which leads in swimmingly to the last topic of this video. What in Hunter Jesus's name is going on at Blizzard? Things look fucked right now. I mean, let's go over some of Blizzard's hits lately. Warcraft 3 Reforged was completely ruined and total dog shit. BFA was garbage, but it looked like Shadowlands was going to be not bad. It had some potential and could start to fix things. Then it released and it was also literal trash. It was a dumpster fire that had a second dumpster fire in the first dumpster fire, and that second dumpster fire was the story. Patch 9.1 proved that. They had the Blitzchung thing. They had Kaplan leave. Last year they had all those suspicious firings, and now they have some serious allegations of, let's say, penile related misconduct, which I am usually incredibly suspicious of. Especially when there's a lawsuit involved, but there's some actual evidence here. There was a 2-year investigation by the state, and they are the ones bringing the suit, not an individual looking for payday. Plus, Blizz had a goddamn Bill Cosby suite. Why not just have an Epstein room at Blizzard? And you know what makes things worse? Blizzard. Blizzard makes things worse for Blizzard. They put this on the launcher, and I could not stop laughing. I could not. It's still hard to read it. This was the funniest shit I have read in a long time. comes off as the most disingenuous non-apology I have ever read. Then they removed in-game references to Alex. It's like, guys, we're really sorry. There was all this stuff happening, you know, and we were around, and, you know, we didn't do anything then, but we're really sorry about it now. And if it happens again, you know, we'll probably not do anything. Really brave of you, Blizzard. There was also a walkout, supposedly. Judging by the pictures, though, it was more of an art project with snacks in the road. And also a reminder that you don't want to live in California. However, the good news is, as WoW Classic players, I think we are pretty safe. I don't see this affecting us, at least not in the short term. Maybe they could ruin Wrath Classic, but I think TBC will continue to be just fine. For retail WoW, I think it's dead. And I don't say that happily. I want retail WoW to be good. I want to play a good version of retail WoW. I want a good modern 2021 WoW to go with TBC Classic. When I was in the alpha, I wanted so bad for Shadowlands to be good. But it just is not. And Blizzard shows no signs of turning around. I think they would need something on the scale of a Realm Reborn to make things work. And even then, they have no goodwill left with the player base. And most of their talent is gone. The outlook for Blizzard is pretty damn bleak, and it is sad. But just as I was about to post this video, we got some more news this morning, so I had to add it and delay this video a day. Thanks again, Blizzard. But however small, this is a glimmer of hope. J. Allen Brack is gone. Thank you, Hunter Jesus. This is one of the best things that could have happened. People like to give Eon Has It Cost Us a lot of flack, but I truly believe that guy does love WoW. J. Allen Brack does not. J. Allen Brack may be the smuggest person to ever live.
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't. Remember when you had to like spam cities and say need a tank, need a tank, need a tank during the Burning Crusade days? You don't remember that because now you just push a button that says go to the dungeon. You don't want to do that. You think you do, but you don't.
You think you do, but you don't. Oh, you piece of shit. I will never forget this. He's basically saying, the game I'm making is so much better than that old game. You're just blinded by nostalgia, and you're an idiot if you don't like what I'm putting out now. Never once in all of his public appearances did he say something I could even remotely spin as positive. As for the people replacing him, don't know much about them. Yeah, them co-leaders, because that always works. There's two of them. I'm pretty sure that will go down about as well as when Michael and Jim co-managed The Office. Jesus Christ. Well, you know what? I gotta say, at least it's fun to watch all this go down and Blizzard destroy itself. If you enjoyed the video, hit that sub button, bell, like button, fix Blizz button, share button, all that other shit. I appreciate each and every one I get. This channel even has memberships now. You can check them out by clicking the join button right by the sub button. It is absolutely the best way to support the channel because ad revenue is, yeah. And you'll get some really cool emotes. Plus it's way better and cheaper than a Twitch sub. I stream right here on YouTube at least once a week, mostly. I promise. I hope you'll join me. I know I haven't done a lot of content lately. Unfortunately, I've been dealing with some health problems. I'm probably not going to die, but things are not great. Yeah, it's hard to make it sound good. Have a positive outlook, things just suck. Took some time to just kind of relax over the last week and, you know, enjoy myself, but I can't do that forever. even if I'm not getting better, so the videos are coming back. And as I mentioned, I am now an officer in my guild, and we need a few good hunters. We are on Horde Fairbanks, US. If you are interested in a somewhat serious but not incredibly hardcore guild, shoot me a message in-game. It's Bigbobbedboi on Fairbanks. But that is going to be all for this one. I really appreciate you all watching, and I will see you all for the next one.